Good morning, third grade. So I would like to show you the next step of your project, which is how to draw your zebra. So I do have a reference image here on the side. You're welcome to look at a picture to get more details. But I'm going to show you how to draw your zebra step by step. So you're going to be having a pencil and you want your paper going landscape like how I have it up on the screen. Now remember to draw lightly because you will have to remove parts of your picture as we overlap and draw different parts of it. So I'm going to start on the bottom side of my paper and I'll make a diagonal line coming up from the side. So I'm just going to come, this is going to be our zebra's back. So make a diagonal line coming up and just leave enough room on the top for your zebra ears. All right, then I'm going to slightly change directions and kind of bring it down a little ways. Almost looks like a little bit of a hook. All right, now we're going to make a slight slant down, a diagonal line, and this is going to be about where your zebra's eyes are going to go. It's going to clean that up a little bit. So I went over it a few times, and then I'm going to continue this line going down about where his nose would go. So it kind of curves down. Then you can bring it back in where part of your zebra's mouth is going to go. I'm going to come in a little ways. I'm going to zoom in slightly so it might be easier for you to see. Get rid of this extra line here. So the zebra's mouth is going to come out almost like an S shape and come back up. We'll make a C shape for the nose. And we'll make a kind of a horizontal-ish line kind of coming across. So the shape of the zebra's head is almost like a triangle, except it's not super pointy. And I'm just going to curve this back down off the bottom of my paper for the other side of his neck. So we got to start here. All right, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to separate the nose from the rest of the body. So it's going to kind of curve up and over like a letter C. I'm just going to bring it up diagonally and connect it back up to the top of the head. Now you can see where we have that little angled part here. Right over here is where the eye is going to go. I'm going to zoom in a little bit again just so you can see a little easier. I'm going to make a football shape for the eye. It's like a rainbow for the top, like we did for our self-portrait. And then a smile for the bottom. Now inside that shape, we can do a circle for the iris, a little highlight for the light catcher, and then a medium circle for the pupil. And if you want to shade that in, you can shade that in right away. All right, the next step, we're going to add the ears. So right above the top of the head here, I'm going to make a pretty good sized U shape. Remember, you guys can always pause the video if I'm going too quick. Then on the top and the side of the U, the end of it, I make a diagonal line coming up. And this side I'm going to bring up and let's give it a little bit of a curved line, twist up like that. It's kind of skinny, and then this is going to curve down like that. Now, if you're looking at the zebra right now, you might notice that we can see his head through the ears. So we're going to erase that out so it's overlapping. Now the other ear will add in a little bit. So next we're going to add our zebra's mane. So zebras have some hair that starts on the top of their head. So I'm going to swoop a line up and just kind of make some zigzag lines and then continue on the other side. Now it's going to pretty much go right along down the back. So I had some students who will lightly make a mark going down, or you can just kind of make your zebra's hair. You can make some little zigzags, some bigger zigzags, depending on how spiky you want your zebra's head to be. And make it a little thicker here. All right, right now it looks like a horse. So to make it look more like a zebra, we're going to add the stripes. Now the zebra stripes are different from zebra to zebra, so it's going to be up to you how you want to draw the stripes. So let's start on the neck. That's the easiest place to start. So I'm going to make one line coming up this way. Change my pencil. See if this works better. All right, that's a little better. Make a line come up, and I'll add the other side of the stripe. It can go thick to thin. It doesn't have to be exactly the same thickness. Now when we get to this line here where the neck is, we're going to change directions. So it's going in this direction. I'm just going to make it change going that way. I'll do another stripe down below here. I'll get a little skinnier here and then get wider. Just like before, we're going to change direction. Every time we hit that mane, we're going to change direction. All right, you're not going to see all the stripes, so let's finish up the bottom part here. And just keep on adding your stripes. All right, once you get done with the neck, and you can see in the picture here, for an example, how sometimes the stripes go from thick to really skinny as it curves around. And I kind of like how that looks. Kind of makes it a little more interesting. So I might change my last stripe if I can move this out of the way. That's why it's good to draw lightly, because it's easy then to make any changes that you want to change. Get really skinny. And then change its direction. All right, so I got to start here. Now for the face, you can, again, kind of design the face how you want. So you can just kind of begin to fill up your drawing of your zebra with stripes. And sometimes the stripes stop, so they don't always have to continually go. So like this one here, I'll just do a partial stripe. Just kind of fill up any empty areas that you have in your zebra's body with some other stripes. Sometimes the stripes will split, almost like a Y. So I'll make one of those here. I'll have one that kind of goes up and over, and then I'll split it like a V. And you can even have some that just kind of stop part way. But I just want to make sure that you are drawing the shapes and lines to fill up your zebra's face. And this has got to change direction. squeeze one in here. So if you have a big gap, just try to squeeze stripes in there. All right, now I'm missing still an ear over on this side. So I'm gonna kind of make like a triangular shape because this part of it's overlapped with the mane. Our zebra's looking more like a zebra. All right, so after you have your zebra drawn, so start thinking about what you're gonna do for your background. So I'm just gonna start by making a horizon line so I separate my sky from my ground. So it could be a straight line, it could have some hills. I continue over on this side. Some people would draw a fence. You don't have to draw a fence, or mountains or hills. I'll just kind of make, if you want to make a fence, I'll show you how to make one. So I should make like a U and then 2 lines, another U. You can design the fence how you want. You could continue it going all the way across. You could have a sign. If you have other mountains or hills in the background, kind of do overlapping shapes. You could add some trees or even other zebras in here, flowers, clouds, or any other animal friends that might be in the ground on the side. So let's kind of put a tree way in the distance here. So it's pretty small. So I'll make 2 lines and split it with a V for a couple branches. Remember, as branches get higher up, they're going to get skinnier. And then I could just kind of put a few tufts of leaves with like cloud shapes. It's got a few little tree there. All right, so I'd like you guys to do is, after you finish drawing your zebra, is to think of some extra details you can add into your scene. Have fun with it and be creative. The next step after you get all finished, that's a nice cloud there, is to start to take your Sharpie and carefully outline your picture. All right, I'm looking forward to seeing your zebras. Have fun, 3rd grade.